Hey guys, ever feel like your neighbors know a little too much about your life? In 2 on 27, that's practically a guarantee. This classic NBC sitcom dives headfirst into the lives of folks living at the not-so-humble 227 Lexington Place in Washington, D.C. From juggling family to dealing with equally colorful neighbors like the sassy Sandra and the wisecracking Pearl, Mary's world is a whirlwind of relatable situations and side-splitting moments. Now, decades later, the show's legacy lives on, leaving fans with one burning question: what became of the iconic cast? Did they stay in the spotlight, or did they pursue other dreams? Get ready to revisit the iconic 227 and discover what became of the unforgettable characters who called 227 Lexington Place home. Number 1. Helen Martin as Pearl Shay. Pearl Shay? Oh, you know Pearl. She's a firecracker of a lady, full of sass and always curious about what's going on. She's got a sharp wit and can dish out the jokes, but you gotta love her. Sure, she might peek out her window a little too often and stick her nose in everyone's business, but it all comes from a good place. She genuinely cares about the people around her and wants to see them happy. Pearl's apartment is like neighborhood central. She knows all the gossip, shares it with everyone, with a little embellishment, of course, and creates a warm, funny atmosphere. She's like the glue that holds the building together. Need to know what's going on? Pearl's your girl. Need someone to talk to? She's got an ear for you. Pearl may be a bit of a busybody, but there's no denying she's the heart and soul of this place. A respected African-American actress, Helen Martin helped pave the way for others in the early 1940s by co-founding Harlem's American Negro Theater. This prestigious company provided a platform for black actors and playwrights during a time of segregation. Her big break came on Broadway just a year later, starring in a play directed by the legendary Orson Welles. While theater remained her first love, Martin also embraced opportunities in television and film later in her career. Her debut on the big screen came in 1955 with a powerful crime film based on a real-life story. After a hiatus, she returned to acting in a big way throughout the 70s and beyond. For many viewers, Helen Martin is a familiar face from classic sitcoms. She brought humor and warmth to shows like Good Times and the long-running 227. Her characters were known for being a bit offbeat and always entertaining. Martin brought that same vibrancy to her movie roles, appearing in films as diverse as Doc Hollywood, a light-hearted comedy, and I Got the Hookup, a comedy drama. Pearl Shay was played by Helen Martin when she was 76 years old. Sadly, Martin died of a heart attack on March 25, 2000, in Monterey, California, aged 90. Number 2. Marla Gibbs as Mary Jenkins. There's not a thing happening on the block that Mary Jenkins doesn't know about. Her sharp tongue and witty remarks are legendary, keeping the neighborhood buzzing with the latest scoop. But beneath all that gossip, Mary's got a heart of gold. She loves her family fiercely. Her husband Lester and daughter Brenda can't hide anything from her. She's protective of them, even if it means speaking her mind a little too bluntly sometimes. Mary's apartment at 227 Lexington is basically neighborhood central. Everyone drops by for a chat, to share news, or just for a friendly jab. Whether it's Sandra Clark or Pearl Shay, Mary's interactions with her neighbors create a real sense of community. She may be a little nosy, but she brings everyone together. Before gracing our screens, she was a working mom with 3 kids, juggling jobs like receptionist and airline clerk. A move to Los Angeles for sunshine and her daughter's education led to an unexpected turn. Looking for after-school activities, Marla signed up for acting classes, and she discovered a hidden passion. Marla's acting career started with small film roles, then came her big break in 1975. On The Jeffersons, she wasn't just any maid applying for a job with the snooty George Jefferson. Her hilarious audition, complete with a line about finally making it to the over side of town, won over everyone, including the show's creator, Norman Lear. They offered her a regular role. For 11 seasons, Marla brought Florence, the sassy and witty maid, to life. Florence wasn't afraid to bend the rules, challenge her employers, and keep the Jeffersons in check, all while delivering laugh-out-loud moments. Her performance earned her 5 Emmy nominations, but Marla wasn't a one-show wonder. When the Jeffersons ended, she took charge of her future. She remembered a play from her Chicago days featuring a strong-willed woman in an apartment building. Marla loved the story and its potential. She staged the play, 227, at her own theater company in Los Angeles. The play's success caught the eye of NBC, who offered to turn it into a sitcom. And so, 227 was born, with Marla playing the lead character Mary Jenkins for 5 seasons. The show's popularity even led to talk show opportunities for Marla. Mary Jenkins was played by Marla Gibbs when she was 54 years old, and now she is 93 years old. Number 3. Hal Williams as Lester Jenkins. Mary might have a sharp tongue, but Lester's her perfect balance. He stays calm and level-headed even when she's firing off one-liners. That steady personality brings stability to their home and the whole apartment building. Lester runs his own construction company. He's a hard worker, dedicated to providing for his family. Whether it's his job, being a husband to Mary, or a father to Brenda, played by Regina King, he takes his responsibilities seriously. With Brenda, Lester's both a disciplinarian and a source of love. He's protective and wants her to succeed in life. He guides her with a firm but caring hand. With a career spanning over 25 years, he's become a familiar face on both television and the big screen. He's proven his versatility by playing a wide range of characters, seamlessly transitioning between dramatic and comedic roles. On the drama side, viewers might recognize him from his powerful performances in historical miniseries like Roots: The Next Generations, or tackling complex legal issues in L.A. law. But then he can turn right around and have you laughing out loud with his appearances on iconic sitcoms like Sanford and Son and 227. He even brought his comedic timing to lighten the mood alongside funny men like Sinbad and the legendary Goldie Hawn in Private Benjamin. Hal's commitment to staying fresh goes beyond genre. He actively seeks out projects that showcase his range. He's landed roles in major motion pictures with Hollywood heavyweights like Clint Eastwood in The Rookie and the hilarious culture clash comedy Guess Who, starring Ashton Kutcher and Bernie Mac. He's even graced our screens on the Disney Channel, proving his ability to connect with audiences of all ages. No matter the platform, Hal injects every role with his undeniable talent and years of experience, solidifying his place as a Hollywood mainstay. Lester Jenkins was played by Hal Williams when he was 47 years old, and now he is 85 years old. Number 4. Elena Reed Hall as Rose Lee Holloway. Mary's all about quick reactions and sharp words, while Rose Lee keeps things calm and collected. This balance keeps the whole apartment building feeling even-keeled. Rose Lee and Mary are like a gossip committee, holding court on the front stoop, catching up on the neighborhood news. They, along with Pearl Shay's running commentary from her window, create a real sense of community spirit. But Rose Lee's not just a gossip queen. She genuinely cares about the people around her. If someone's having a tough time, Rose Lee's there with a listening ear and some wise words. She's easy to talk to and understands where people are coming from, which makes her a great friend to have around. Reed started her acting career in Philadelphia and off-Broadway shows. She was even in the original cast of A Cool Play, based on the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper album in 1974. She also appeared in famous shows like Hair and Chicago. In 1976, she landed a big role on the kids' TV show Sesame Street. Her character Olivia was a photographer and Gordon's younger sister. She even starred in a Sesame Street movie and kept playing Olivia until 1988. Around the same time, Reed also started acting in a grown-up sitcom called 227. This meant she had to travel a lot between New York, for Sesame Street, and Los Angeles, for 2 on 27 for a while. After both Sesame Street and 227 ended, Reed kept acting. She appeared in many different TV shows, cartoons, and even some movies. You might have seen her in things like Death Becomes Her or Cruel Intentions. In 1988, she married actor Kevin Peter Hall, someone she met on the set of 227. Sadly, their happiness was cut short. Kevin passed away in 1991 from complications due to AIDS, which he contracted from a blood transfusion. Rose Lee Holloway was played by Elena Reed Hall when she was 39 years old. Sadly, Hall died of breast cancer at St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica, California, on December 17, 2009, at the age of 63, number 5. Regina King as Brenda Jenkins. Brenda's a smart cookie. Schoolwork comes easy to her, and she hits the books hard. Even though the neighborhood is always buzzing with activity, Brenda stays focused on getting good grades. Of course, being a teenager, Brenda can't help but have crushes and get all flustered over boys. Those moments make her totally relatable, like we've all been there. Watching Brenda navigate those feelings reminds viewers of their own teenage years. Brenda's got loving parents, Mary and Lester Jenkins, but she's also got to figure out her own independence. Sometimes that means pushing boundaries, but Brenda always shows her love and respect for her family. Los Angeles native Regina King juggled acting and academics from a young age. Her first role came on the sitcom 227 while still in high school. She then transitioned to film, collaborating with director John Singleton on movies like Boys and the Hood that explored social issues in South Central LA. In the 90s, King established herself in Hollywood with roles in films like Friday and Jerry Maguire. The following decade saw her balance big-screen appearances with voice acting and TV gigs, including the popular The Big Bang Theory. King's career reached new heights in the 2010s. She won critical acclaim and Emmys for her powerful performances in shows like American Crime and 7 Seconds. King also delivered an award-worthy performance in the film If Beale Street Could Talk, earning a Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination. Most recently, King took the lead role in the critically acclaimed HBO series Watchmen, showcasing her versatility as an actress. Brenda Jenkins was played by Regina King when she was 14 years old, and now she is 53 years old. Number 6. Curtis Baldwin as Calvin Dobbs. Brenda's a brainiac. She aces her classes and always keeps her nose in a textbook. Even when things get wild in the neighborhood, Brenda stays on track with her schoolwork. Being a teenager is all about crushes and boys, and Brenda's no different. She gets butterflies and all flustered, just like everyone else did or still does. Watching her go through these experiences can make you reminisce about your own teenage years. Brenda's parents, Mary and Lester Jenkins, love her tons, but she's also got to find her own way. Sometimes that means pushing the limits a bit, but Brenda always shows her family how much they mean to her. Curtis Baldwin was born in Los Angeles on November 25, 1967. You might remember him from the sitcom 227, but there's some confusion about his character's name. It wasn't Calvin Dobbs or Calvin Jenkins, though some websites say that. The real name was Calvin Dobbs. Some online info says he's married with a bunch of kids, up to 6, but that's not confirmed anywhere reliable. These days, Curtis goes by Ra Rizzo and makes music. He's even worked on songs by Roscoe Dash and Eric Bellinger. In September 2021, he started a project for the Tubi streaming service. There's also a video where he chats with a boy he calls his son, so it seems like he might be a dad. Calvin Dobbs was played by Curtis Baldwin when he was 18 years old, and now he is 56 years old. Number 7. Jackie Harry as Sandra Clark. Sandra Clark? She was the queen of style. Her clothes were always on point, and she had a way of rocking an outfit that made everyone turn their heads. Let's just say she had expensive taste and wasn't afraid to show it off. Sandra could be pretty sassy with her words. She had a sharp tongue and wasn't shy about using it, whether it was a sarcastic remark or a witty zinger. Her back and forth with Mary Jenkins, played by Marla Gibbs, was hilarious. Romance was definitely Sandra's game. There always seemed to be a new man on her arm, and let's face it, they usually had money. But even with her big ego and love for the finer things, you couldn't help but like Sandra. She brought the fun and kept things lively in the neighborhood. Jackie Harry's journey to Hollywood wasn't exactly straight out of a movie. Born in North Carolina, she grew up in Harlem and loved performing since she was a kid, even scoring the lead role in a school play. King, no less. College was teacher track at first, but acting whispered a little louder. Jackie sharpened her skills in New York's theater world and landed gigs in soap operas. Then came the Big Bang, 227 in 1984. Jackie's character, Sandra Clark, was hilarious and people noticed. In a major win, she became the first black actress to snag an Emmy for a supporting role in a comedy. That 227 success opened doors. Jackie went from TV to movies, even starring with Oprah Winfrey in The Women of Brewster Place. On the lighter side, she played Tia and Tamara's adoptive mom on the sitcom Sister Sister, a role that scored her 2 awards. Jackie proved she's a chameleon, popping up on shows as different as Amen and That's So Raven. Theater never left her side, though. Jackie graced Broadway stages and brought her talents to plays across the country. Whether it's chilling on our screens in shows like The First Family or wowing crowds live, Jackie Harry's career is a mic drop. She's a total boss in the entertainment world. Sandra Clark was played by Jackie Harry when she was 29 years old, and now she is 67 years old. Number 8, Barry Sobel as Dylan McMillan. Forget strict classrooms and homework drudgery. Dylan's a teacher who marches to his own beat. No tests, no pressure, just a first-name basis kind of vibe. This youthful approach makes him relatable and refreshing. He connects with his students on a personal level, understanding their struggles and dreams. Viewers love his down-to-earth personality and innovative teaching style. Dylan even bonds with the veteran teacher Mary Jenkins, played by Marla Gibbs, creating hilarious moments despite their generation gap. Their unlikely friendship adds a heartwarming layer to the show. Dylan's a teacher who proves that learning can be fun and that genuine connections make all the difference. Barry Sobel jumped into acting at a young age, scoring roles on shows like 227 by the time he was 16. He wasn't afraid to share the screen with established stars either, appearing alongside Kim Basinger in the comedy Blind Date. Sobel's career blossomed throughout the 90s. He showed his comedic chops in movies like Martians Go Home and Doc Hollywood, but also proved he could handle dramatic roles. Fans of action movies might recognize him from films with Nick Nolte, while others might recall his performance in the more serious That Thing You Do alongside Tom Everett Scott. His talents weren't limited to live-action films, though. Barry also lent his voice to characters on the animated series The Boondocks, showcasing his versatility as a performer. While his most recent on-screen credit was in the 2011 movie Larry Crowne, Barry Sobel's career has been a successful mix of humor, drama, and voice acting. Dylan McMillan was played by Barry Sobel when he was 30 years old, and now he is 64 years old. Number 9, Paul Winfield as Julian C. Barlow. Julian, well, he's loaded. Dude owns the whole building. He can be kind of snobby and keeps his distance from the tenants like they're not on his level or something. Maybe he just likes to be alone. But as the show goes on, you get the feeling there's more to Julian than meets the eye. Underneath that fancy exterior, there might be some cracks, insecurities, or maybe even some hidden problems. He's the complete opposite of the rest of the folks at 227 Lexington. They're all about community and looking out for each other, while Julian just throws money around and acts superior. Let's just say he ruffles some feathers with his attitude. Signifying intelligence, eloquence, versatility, and quiet intensity. One of the more important, critically acclaimed black actors to gain a Hollywood foothold in the 1970s was Paul Winfield. He was born in 1939 in Dallas, Texas, where he lived in his early years before moving with his family to Los Angeles' Watts District. He showed early promise as a student at Manual Arts High School, earning distinction with several performance awards. As a senior, he earned his first professional acting job and extended his theatrical education with a 2-year scholarship to the University of Portland in Oregon. Subsequent scholarships led to his studies at Stanford and Los Angeles City College, among other colleges. He left UCLA just 6 credits short of his bachelor's degree. Hollywood came knocking, but Winfield wasn't playing their game. He built a resume as diverse as his skills. His role as a sharecropper in Sounder was a knockout punch, shattering barriers and scoring him a history-making Oscar nom, one of only 3 black actors at the time. He wasn't just a movie guy, though. Winfield brought legends like Martin Luther King Jr. to life on TV, racking up Emmy nods along the way. From epic miniseries to mind-bending flicks like Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, he left his mark on everything he touched. Superstardom might have swerved him, but Winfield kept it real. He tackled tough roles, surprised everyone with cameos, and even conquered Broadway. He mentored others, shared his passion as an artist in residence, and kept telling captivating stories until the very end. Julian C. Barlow was played by Paul Winfield when he was 49 years old. Sadly, on March 7, 2004, he died of a heart attack at Queen of Angels, Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center in Los Angeles. Number 10. Kia Goodwin as Tiffany Holloway. Tiffany is Brenda Jenkins' BFF and Rose Holloway's daughter. She's fiercely loyal to Brenda, and their friendship is heartwarming to see. As a kid, Tiffany's full of wide-eyed wonder. She sees the world with a fresh perspective, making her a breath of air fresh in the building. Everything is a new adventure to her, and her curiosity is delightful. She's always asking questions, trying to figure things out. Even though she's young, Tiffany has a big heart. She cares about her neighbors and feels bad when they're going through tough times. Around the same time, Jackie also appeared in after-school specials aimed at young audiences. These projects likely allowed her to explore more dramatic territory and connect with a different kind of role. She also appeared in a documentary about growing up on Broadway, giving viewers a glimpse behind the scenes of the demanding but magical world of professional theater. In 1985, Jackie's hard work paid off when she landed a major role on the sitcom 227 as Tiffany Holloway. This was a significant step forward in her career, giving her national exposure and the chance to develop a character over multiple episodes. Unfortunately, due to her mom's desire to return to New York, Jackie had to leave the show after the 2nd season. But that didn't stop her. She returned for a guest appearance in the 3rd season, showing her dedication to the show and her character. Tiffany Holloway was played by Kia Goodwin when she was 12 years old, and now she is 50 years old. Number 11, Renaldo Ray as Mailman. Everyone knows the Mailman. He's a regular fixture on his mail route, and he's always up for a friendly chat with the residents of 227 Lexington. Stops there are the highlight of his day. Since he sees everyone coming and going, the mailman kind of becomes the neighborhood news reporter. He picks up on all the latest gossip and tidbits of what's going on. But hey, he keeps it light and fun. More than just delivering mail, the mailman helps connect everyone in the building. He chats with the tenants, shares a laugh, and makes them feel like a real community. You can always count on him to add a touch of humor to his deliveries, whether it's a quick joke or a playful jab. Famous for his appearance in the hit comedy Friday, 1995, legendary comedian Renaldo Ray was born Harry Reynolds in Sequoia County, Oklahoma in 1940. After graduating from Kansas State Teachers College, he moved to Cleveland, Ohio, where he taught for 7 years. Eventually, he began performing with Carmu House Theater. Once he decided to pursue performance as a full-time occupation, Ray moved to New York and began working with the Harlem Theater Group. Before long, he was booking professional gigs as a stand-up, even opening for the OJs on tour. In New York, Ray met performer Red Fox, who was so taken with Ray's act that he decided to represent him. Ray embarked on a tour of Europe, Africa, and Asia, performing overseas for 2 solid years. In 1974, Ray released his first comedy album, Fly Away Little Bluebird. His second record, 1978's The Rising of Renaldo Ray, was still more successful. In 1983, he made his first appearance in a feature film, Gary Marshall's madcap soap opera parody, Young Doctors in Love. He took a break until 1989, at which point he appeared in Eddie Murphy's period comedy, Harlem Nights. Ray's most famous on-screen appearance, however, was as Red's father in the Ice Cube comedy Friday, 1995. While maintaining a low-profile but steady stream of character roles in film and TV, Ray developed a stage act that paid tribute to his longtime friend and mentor, Red Fox. Mailman was played by Renaldo Ray when he was 46 years old. Sadly, Ray died on May 28, 2015, due to complications from a stroke he suffered a year prior. Number 12. Countess Vaughn as Alexandria DeWitt. Season 4 brings us Alexandria, an 11-year-old whiz kid. This brainiac's got a mind for anything, and her curiosity is off the charts. She becomes a guest at the Jenkins house, and let's just say, things get interesting. Alexandria asks questions that make you really think. Her intelligence adds a whole new layer to the show, but even though she's super smart, she still makes friends with everyone. Her bond with Brenda shows how much we can learn from each other, no matter the age difference. Countess Vaughn started belting out tunes since she was young. Born in a small town in Oklahoma, this talented singer impressed everyone with her powerful voice. In 1988, she even won Star Search Junior Vocalist Champion, proving her skills went way beyond just the shower. Countess's big break came on TV. She landed roles on shows like 227, showing off her comedic timing alongside a seasoned cast. She also appeared in Hangin' with Cooper and Rock, demonstrating her versatility in different sitcom settings. In 1995, Countess joined the cast of the popular sitcom Moshe as Kim Parker. Her character was the best friend of the show's lead, Moshe, and their on-screen bond was a hit with audiences. The role was so popular that it led to its own spin-off, The Parkers, which premiered in 1999 with Countess as the star. This spin-off allowed Countess to fully explore her comedic range and charm as the lead character. This talented singer and actress has also appeared in movies like Trippin', showing her ability to transition between the worlds of television and film. In recognition of her work, Countess has won awards from the NAACP for her work in television. In the future, Countess hopes to release an album and star in even more movies, likely both comedies that tap into her comedic strengths and dramatic roles that showcase her depth as an actress. It'll be exciting to see what this multi-talented entertainer does next. Alexandria DeWitt was played by Countess Vaughn when she was 10 years old, and now she is 45 years old. Number 13. Kevin Peter Hall as Warren Merriweather. Rose Lee Holloway finally finds love. Her new beau is Warren, a guy with a bit of a mysterious past. He keeps things close to the vest, which has everyone at 227 Lexington Place buzzing with curiosity. But one thing's for sure. Warren treats Rose like a queen. He's super romantic and supportive, adding a touch of sweetness to the building's vibe. Especially when you see him with Rose, it just warms your heart. Don't let his size fool you. Warren's a gentle giant. He might be a tall drink of water, but he's got a kind soul. Even though he's new in town, Warren's slowly becoming part of the close-knit community. As he gets to know everyone, you start to see different sides to him. This African-American actor attended Penn Hills High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He started his junior year at 6'5" and finished it at 6'9". He played basketball throughout his high school years and won a scholarship. He averaged 18 points a game and 10 rebounds. He played basketball during college, but not when it would interfere with his major at George Washington University in Washington, D.C., which was theatrical arts. During his college years, he met Jay Fenichel, with whom he would later make musical productions. Upon graduation, Fenichel moved to Los Angeles, and Hall moved to Venezuela to play basketball. After a year, Hall lost interest and relocated to Los Angeles, California. Along with Fenichel, the duo put together 2 nightclub acts, musicals. One was a semi-autobiographical 2-man musical, In 5, and the other was a 2-man show called The Worst of Friends, both of which played in nightclubs throughout the LA area. They also had a promotional business where they did promotional acts in department stores for new products. While working on the set of the series 227, 1985, he met his co-star Elena Reed Hall, who played Rose Lee Holloway. They married, both on the set and in real life. Warren Merriweather was played by Kevin Peter when he was 33 years old. Sadly, while working on the TV series Harry and the Hendersons, Hall announced that he had contracted HIV from a blood transfusion during surgery for injuries he sustained in a car accident. He died from AIDS-related pneumonia on April 10, 1991, a month short of his 36th birthday. We really love the cast of the 227. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on the next video.